Okay, so what if I told you that every single shot that you just saw was captured using only what I have on me right now? And I'm not even wearing a camera bag. All I've got is my phone and this pocket-sized gimbal. You see, for years, we've been told that you need big, bulky, expensive camera gear to get professional-looking results. But the truth is, it's all about knowing how to use what you've already got. You see, your phone already has an incredible camera, but the problem is the default app locks away its true potential. So today, I'm gonna be putting that to the test. I'm gonna be pairing my phone with the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro gimbal and the free Blackmagic camera app. And today's challenge is simple. Can we make this tiny portable setup deliver shots that look like they came from a high-end cinema camera? I'm going to walk you through this setup, the best camera settings, plus give you some tips for creating cinematic motion. A big thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring this video. Now let's jump straight in by talking about a very huge problem. Okay, look, we've all been there. You see the perfect shot, you whip out your phone, but when you watch it back, it's shaky, the focus is jumping around, and it just doesn't look like it did in person. Well, that's because your phone's default camera app is designed for quick little clips and not filmmaking. It's basically making all of the decisions for you, and we need to stop that. Now, the solution is a 1-2 punch designed to be as powerful as it is portable, and that's the key here. I mean, sure, there are bigger, bulkier gimbals out there that can take a heavier payload, and I still do use these, but today we're prioritizing small, lightweight, minimal gear that offers the highest end result. So first is the hardware, and in this case we've got the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now this is the largest iPhone. If you want to go even smaller and more compact, then I recommend going with the iPhone 17 or the 17 Pro, but personally I prefer the Pro Max for its bigger screen size, extra battery life, and additional video features. Now, I've combined that with the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro, by far one of the smallest, most compact gimbals there is out there with a ton of features. But this isn't just a stabilizer. This is your own robotic camera crew. The 3-axis stabilization is your foundation, eliminating shake and turning your movements into smooth, gliding shots. And this is exactly what we are after. It's got a built-in tripod, so you can set it up pretty much anywhere, plus an extension pole for faking the all-important high-angle crane shots, as well as shots that are nice and low to the ground. Now, second, and this is where it gets really interesting, and that is the software. And in this case, we're going to be using the Blackmagic camera app. Now, Blackmagic literally makes cameras for Hollywood blockbusters, and they've packed that same DNA into a free app that gives you full manual controls over your camera settings, things that your native camera app hides, like focus, exposure, and pro-level monitoring tools. Now, this video is not sponsored by Blackmagic in any way, shape, or form. I have zero affiliation with them, but it is one of the best camera apps, free camera apps, for taking full manual control over your camera settings. So look, let's dive into the Blackmagic camera app now, and I'll show you exactly what settings to use for the best results possible. Now, before we even move our camera, let's teach it to see like a film camera. But before we do that, let's just change our settings from ProRes RAW, because these file sizes are absolutely massive. Plus, this codec requires us to use an external hard drive, which adds additional weight and completely defeats the purpose of trying to create a small, compact setup. Now, instead, I'm going to switch to HEVC H.265, because this will give us near enough the exact same image quality, but at a fraction of the file size, plus allow us to record internally and not have to add an external hard drive, saving us money, weight, and allowing us to keep our setup nice and minimal. I'm also going to be shooting in Apple Log 2 because this gives us the most dynamic range, crucial for professional looking results. If you don't have Apple Log 2, then just use whatever log profile you do have. Okay, now here are the 5 most important settings settings to change in the Blackmagic camera app. Now first is your resolution and frame rate. Jump into your settings and change your resolution to 4K and your frame rate to 24 frames per second. That is the Hollywood standard for that classic cinematic motion. Now if you want to shoot in slow motion, then change your frame rate to 60 frames per second. Okay, shutter speed. Now this bit is critical, okay? Change your shutter from speed to angle and lock it at 180 degrees. Now this creates the most natural looking motion blur. However, on bright daylight or sunny days, this will overexpose your image. Now this is where the only other accessory that you might need comes in, and that is an ND filter. This basically acts like sunglasses for your lens, allowing you to maintain that very important 180 degree rule without blowing out your highlights. Okay, now third is ISO, and this is basically your camera's sensitivity to light. Now the rule here is simple: keep your ISO as low as possible for a clean, crisp image with less digital grain or noise. Manually force it down to get the best quality possible. Okay, now fourth is white balance. Now to avoid those horrible orange or those blue colors that you sometimes get in your footage, be sure to lock your white balance. Now you can do this manually by using one of the presets like daylight, for example, or dial in the exact Kelvin temperature for perfect consistent colors. Okay, and the fifth and final most important setting to change in the Blackmagic app is your focus. Now to stop that annoying focus hunting that you see, be sure to use manual focus. Pick your focus point and lock it. Then, as a little extra bonus tip, turn on focus peaking. The app will then highlight everything in green that is in focus, so you know with 100% certainty that your shot is nice and sharp. Okay, so let's head out on location and I'll give you some tips for shooting with this setup. Okay, so with our camera settings dialed in, let's capture some cinematic motion. Here are 5 essential camera movements that this setup makes effortless. Okay, first up, we've got the reveal. Now, this is one of those moves that feels almost too simple for how effective it is. So start with your camera behind something and then smoothly slide the camera out to reveal your subject or location. Reveals are great if you want to introduce a new location or highlight a detail, or just guide the viewer's attention without shouting for it. Here you can see I've used foreground elements to reveal the harbor, but you can do the same thing with something as small as a flag flapping in the wind, for example. The gimbal keeps the motion smooth so that the movement feels intentional rather than accidental. Okay, so next up we've got the orbit. Now an orbit shot is great for adding life to something that would otherwise feel very static, even if there isn't much background to show off. You're essentially giving a simple object its own moment by wrapping the camera around it in a clean, controlled arc. Now that subtle circular movement adds interest where the environment doesn't. It's less about creating huge depth and more about giving the viewer a sense of motion and intention. Even in tighter spaces, an orbit feels polished and deliberate. For this, lock your focus in the Blackmagic app, keep the gimbal pointed at your subject, and just use your arms and upper body to rotate around it. No need to walk for this. That controlled upper body movement keeps everything buttery smooth and avoids those micro shakes you get when walking around it. Okay, next up we've got the parallax shot. Now this shot is all about creating depth and adding a sense of space to your footage. So look for scenes with clear foreground, midground and background elements. You could use walls, bushes or railings, for example. Now as you move sideways, keep your camera pointed straight ahead. The gimbal will smooth out the motion and the result is this natural parallax effect. Foreground elements slide past faster than the background, giving your shot instant dimension. Even small, subtle foreground elements can make a big difference, helping your shots feel layered and more cinematic without needing complicated gear or post-production tricks. Okay, one of my favorites, the crane shot. Now, crane shots instantly give your footage a high production, expensive feel, and with a gimbal that has a built-in extension pole, this becomes nice and easy to pull off. So start with the gimbal low, aimed at the base of your subject. This could be a building or a red phone phone box like this, for example, and then smoothly lift your camera up. The motion feels dramatic and cinematic without needing a big bulky crane setup. All of these shots, remember, are captured with a setup that fits in your pocket. Foreground elements are key here. Walls, fences, or any nearby objects create depth as the camera rises, making the scene feel layered and more dynamic. For some shots, you won't even need the extension pole, as the foreground elements help exaggerate the movement for you. The gimbal is what makes all of this so much easier, keeping the movement steady and fluid so that your shots feel intentional and professional, even with just a phone. Okay, another classic here, the wide-angle slow motion shot. Now this shot is perfect for adding a sense of wonder and drawing attention to your scene. Now, a number of ways that you can pull this off. One of my favorites is to get the camera nice and low to the ground and push forward slowly, like at the beach, for example. This low perspective picks out textures on the ground and make the scene feel alive. Foreground elements are key here. You could shoot through the gap in a fence, for example. This adds depth and interest. Shooting low highlights textures on the ground, while shooting from a slightly higher angle shifts the focus more towards your subject or location in the distance. So look, is this setup perfect? No. Does it capture shots that look like a high-end cinema camera? Well, let me know. What do you think? I'd love to know your thoughts. To say how small and compact this setup is, I think it did a pretty good job. So the barrier to capturing cinematic video has never been lower. You no longer need big, bulky gear. You can literally do it all with something that fits in your pocket. So look, I do hope you found this video useful. Let me know your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. If you'd like to learn more about smartphone filmmaking and gimbals, then be sure to check out this video here. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.